Hey up everyone, I'm back again. So I managed to get a nice little trinket. I wanted to have a look at it. This is the Galaxy Tab S 8.4, which is one of the latest Samsung tablets, and it's quite notable in that it has octa-core processor, as well as Super Amoled Full HD screen. And it also it obviously comes with the latest version of TouchWiz, KitKat, etc. So all the good stuff. But I was particularly interested in the device in that we don't really see many AMOLED tablets on the market. I think the last one that Samsung made was back in, was it 2012? The Galaxy Tab 7.7, I think it was. But it's certainly quite interesting to see the technology on a bigger display. In terms of the actual device itself, it feels very solid in the hand, and is primarily made out of kind of like a hard type of plastic, although it does feel quite metallic, and I think Samsung's design philosophy is getting better and better with each iteration. As you can see, it's got the same type of dimple effect as the Galaxy S5. On the back you'll find 8 megapixel camera with the flash, which is quite nice. You'll also find a USB port at the bottom with your headphone jack. You'll find a speaker on both the top and bottom sides of the device, which is, I guess, better than putting them on the back. And you also find these strange buttons on the back, which I've not quite worked out what they're for. Probably some sort of docking solution. You'll find, I think that's an infrared sensor on the side of the device as well, to connect to TVs and stuff like that. The device also supports micro SDs, thankfully, up to about 128 gigs, so your multimedia needs are pretty much covered there. You'll find a volume rocker on the side as well, and power buttons, so standard place for them. It's got a front-facing camera at the top and a whole load of sensors, and as well as your physical home button, which is similar to other Samsung devices. The bezel is quite good as well. It's not too big, so you're definitely getting quite a lot of screen real estate, which is nice. But obviously the thing that we really want to see is the display, so let's turn it on. And so here is the display, which is on quite bright at the moment because it is quite sunny where I am, and I have to say that this is definitely a premium display. It's a real delight to view on such a big screen. I think the PPI is in about 300, so is a full HD display, and as you can see, this is quite a bright where I am with the sun shining, yet everything is very visible, which is nice. But as I said, it is on the full brightness at the moment, so that'd probably be why. But in terms of the viewing angles and the things that matter, very nice indeed. Most AMOLED displays do obviously come with nice viewing angles, so you rarely have to worry about that. There's not much like childish, like colours on it as well. It's not very garish or kind of like, poorly calibrated like some of the AMOLED displays. It looks like the colour representation is quite nice as well. I think also you can put the adaptive display on as well, so if you don't like the AMOLED colours, you can always make it more like an LCD. So as you can see, you've got just adaptive display or AMOLED cinema, photo or basic, which makes it cooler. I just leave it on that because it tends to do the job for what I'm doing. But definitely the display is a strong point of this device. It's very nice to behold, and obviously the display is AMOLED, so it should help the battery life. So moving on from the display, the actual tablet's heart, at the heart of the tablet is octa-core processor, which is comprised of two quad-core processors under the Exynos brand. I think one of the quad cores is clocked a bit faster for more intensive tasks, whereas the other one is for power saving kind of tasks where it can prolong the battery life. And you do get 3 gigs of RAM, which is nice as well. So pretty much cutting edge specs there. I think the internal storage is 16 gigs internal, so quite standard there, but you do get the micro SD. And having a browse on the device, etc. It seems to be quite capable, but as we know, raw specs aren't everything. So certainly doesn't have many issues when it comes to the web browsing, but I have found that it does seem to suffer from the typical Samsung issue of kind of slow app opening times. When, for example, you open certain stuff and come out of them again, it can sort of glitch, and is quite ugly for quite a premium tablet. You would have thought Samsung would have rectified it now, but it seems they still need to do some more optimization of it. But it's not too bad, it's still very usable. Maybe they'll roll out a software update and really make it optimize, but I think for now it could do better. But you do obviously benefit from the ability to do multitasking, etc. with the 3 gigs of RAM, which is nice. So you do get quite a decent graphics card as well. So for people who like gaming, this is probably going to be able to handle anything from Asphalt to more demanding games. So I think specs you pretty much covered with the device, and as I said, it does come with that 8 megapixel camera, which supports flash. So we can see the interface is very similar to the Galaxy S5, in that you have quite a lot of settings that you can set. So as you can see, different ratios you can set for each megapixel count. You can do your recording in full HD. Based upon a few of the shots that I've already taken with the device, it seems to blow away any other tablet that I've used so far. It seems to focus quite quickly and take the shot quickly as well. I think this is probably one of the first tablets that you could probably use as a substitute for a phone. Not a high spec camera phone like a Z2, G2 or 1020, but I think if you're using an older phone, you'll find that the camera performance is probably about comparable. So I think Samsung have done a really good job on the camera on the device, and you can obviously put on all these nice modes as well, such as your beauty face, as well as panorama, which is quite nice. Not got enough room to show you that really, but HDR, dual camera, and download other modes as well if you want. So also the video recording is quite nice as well. You know, it's full HD, so it's quite detailed, and would have been nice if they'd have made it 4K, I guess, for future proofing. But then again, you know, the full HD should do you fine. So I'm quite happy with the camera with the device. It certainly meets my expectations from it. Not that I would use a tablet as a camera really, because it looks a bit silly. But other than that, you know, you're running TouchWiz here, so you pretty much know what TouchWiz is. It's quite a heavy skin. You do get quite a lot of Samsung stuff with it, which includes the apps, but also Samsung's value-added stuff, such as the ultra power saving mode, which is very useful if you're not going to be next to a charger for a while. But it does obviously detract from the fact that you're using an AMOLED display, so you won't want to use that too often. So I don't think you get a download booster though, because I think this is only a Wi-Fi version, so that would be quite pointless. Maybe you'd get it with the data version of the Tab S models, if there is one. You also get the multitasking capabilities, such as putting a browser session on and a YouTube session on. It does take a while to load. I don't think that they've made it quite as good as on a PC yet, even though it is running an octa-core processor, but they're getting there slowly. So as you can see, you can quickly swap which screen you want on top or bottom. You can also fold them out, kind of like Chrome, so that's quite nice and usable. You also in the settings, which you do get quite a lot of settings on the device. You can set your motions, such as swipe to capture. You can have different users. So fingerprint scanners on there as well. So this is where you're training it. So once you've done that, it automatically enables the fingerprint lock, and then you can give it a try, and it seems to work quite well. So no issues there. You also get obviously S-Voice, which is your voice recognition. So let's try it again. How far to London?
$110.1 miles.
Set appointment for tomorrow.
Please tell me the time for this event.
10 o'clock.
Should I save the following meeting to your calendar?
No.
Okay, I won't save this appointment.
Good stuff. So that seems to work quite well. You do get this magazine type of overlay as well on the left, if you just swipe to the left, which I've been trying to get rid of it. I don't know how to get rid of it, which is quite annoying. But I'm sure there is a way, but I've not figured it out yet. But if you like your Flipboard, if you like your blink feed type of thing, then you will like this. It just basically, you can use it to kind of get all your feeds in on that screen, which is, some people may like it, but personally I'm not really fussed about it. So battery life on this device, it tends to be quite a stayer compared to some other devices that I've used. I've found that I can easily get a solid day's worth of use out of it, and perhaps more. I think it's running a 4900 mAh battery, so fairly decent size capacity. And you do get obviously that battery saving mode if you do need it to last a bit longer. So I don't think battery life will be an issue for most people. There are two different types of battery saving mode. So restrict performance, I'm guessing that will limit the CPU. But yeah, not had many issues with the battery on this device. It's definitely a stayer. Obviously it is fixed in the device, which I don't think Samsung have mastered the art of removable batteries for tablets yet. But it's not going to be too much of an issue. I do like that display though. It's very nice and AMOLED, and I'm quite a big fan of AMOLED displays. So if you're into your displays, then this tablet will certainly please you. So yeah, other than that, you are running Android KitKat 4.4.2, so not the latest version of KitKat, but hopefully Samsung will update it in due time. And you do also get quite a lot of stuff on here which I may never use, such as Paper Garden, Hangcom Office Viewer. I think that's just like a Microsoft Office type equivalent, as well as your standard apps like Samsung apps, New York Times as well. So quite a lot of bloatware on here. I think that will obviously have an effect on the storage. As you can see, I've not really got much on here, but it's only 9.38 gigs. So, and unfortunately, you can't uninstall these applications, I don't think. For example, if I wanted to just uninstall New York Times, I can't uninstall it, which is quite a pain, really. So Samsung don't seem to have mastered the art of less is more, but I'm sure there are other things on there which are nice, but it would be nice if they gave you a bit more control over what you can uninstall. But overall, I think that it's a nice tablet on first impressions. Longer I spend with devices, I tend to figure out what I like about them and what I don't like about them. So I'll probably post another video about it soon. But first impressions, very nice screen. Performance is quite decent, but doesn't look overly optimized. And it just looks like quite a nice tablet, and definitely the feel of the tablet is very nice indeed. It feels up there with the iPad Air and other premium devices like the HTC One M8. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Camera's quite nice as well, quite good for a tablet. But yeah, so let's give it there we go. This has been a quick review of the Galaxy Tab S. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe or rate it, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.